All right, welcome back, guys. Today we're taking a look at this classic super killer solo by Randy Rhoads, Revelation Mother Earth, from the Blizzard of Ozz record. This is a challenging solo for sure. In fact, this is one that I've kind of avoided over the years, just because it just seemed like a big thing to tackle all at once. You know, it was just a little bit overwhelming to try to get this all down. So I've learned many Randy solos over the years, and finally I bit the bullet and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna finally learn this thing and teach it to you guys, because I wanted to kind of get it down for myself and be able to explain it to everybody. So if you're feeling like you've always wanted to learn this, but it just seemed overwhelming, either because it's just long and very involved, or it's too fast, or whatever, I encourage you to stay tuned and check out this video. I'm going to break everything down for you. Make sure that you can play it even at a slow tempo, so you can start building it up over time and having a lot of fun with this. All right, so you'll see my tab down in the description box. Make sure and grab that. We're tuned standard for this. When I started learning this, I referenced a couple things. One was obviously the original recording from Blizzard of Ozz, and the other was the tribute album from you know, after Randy had passed. The tribute album has a live version of this on there, and then some various different takes people had on this on YouTube, just checking things out. There's a couple little tricky spots, and I'll point those out, where it was really hard to tell exactly what was played and where. There's no footage that I know of Randy playing this. It sure would be cool to see some of that. So we'll get into that a little bit, but this rendition here is, I think it's 99% accurate to what actually happened. And for me, that's close enough. I never try to get these things exactly perfect, because we're different people with different hands, different abilities, different, natural. We all have kind of a natural way we like to do things, where somebody might do a pull off here, and somebody else might alternate pick it or whatever. So that's how I would approach this if I were you, is, hey, if you'd rather pick a few notes or do more legato or whatever, what really matters is the sound that's coming out. So having said that, this is, I believe, very accurate to the way Randy did it. So before we get going here on this, make sure, as I said, there's a tab in the description box. Also, my free sweep picking guide, Sweep Picking Boot Camp. Make sure and check that out as my free gift to you. All right, so let's get started. This is long, but I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. Since you have the tab, you'll be able to refer to that. This one thing about Randy's playing is it's logical. Like there might be some weird things about it, but his playing is almost classical in a sense, that as opposed to someone like, let's say, Yngwie, who plays around with time a lot, or Eddie play around with time a lot, where there's a lot of stuff that's not right on the beat. Randy tends to play right on the beat, a lot of 16th notes and triplets at time. There are a few parts in this solo, though, where he does kind of deviate from that, so we'll get going on that. So we're in the key. This basically is in the key of E. You hear the first part of the solo coming over a B chord until it resolves when we start doing the trills. But to begin with, here's how we're going to start it. We're going to play this E minor chord with just a single hit here. By the way, for my tone here, I'm going completely dry, just so you can hear all the notes. Running this through my Friedman JEL20, the new Jake E. Lee head, which is awesome, by the way. I highly recommend it. Just using a little boost in front of it, and just keeping it in the Ozzy family here for this video. So we're playing an E minor chord like that. I'm just dry hitting it. And then we're going to play open E string. So okay, that's kind of the first thing. So the first thing, let me play that slow. Okay, so this chord is one you're going to want to get familiar with. If you're not familiar with this E minor, I'm just barring across the 7th fret from the 5th string all the way to the 1st string, adding my ring and pinky on the 9th fret, D and G, middle finger, 8th fret. Okay, so that's the first chord. Low E. And here we have a diminished chord. This is 5th fret on the D string, 3rd fret G, 5th fret on the B string. We're going to come back to this chord, and we're also going to move this a half step down. So when we move it down, it's 4, 2, 4. Again, 5, 3, 5 on the D, G, and B, and then 4, 3, 4 on the D, G, and B. You'll see that in a second. Here's what we got so far. And we're going to play this run. It's 4, 5, 7 on the A. Picking the first note, hammering on the second two. And a little trill here between 4 and 5 on the D. Kind of a Randy Rhoads staple, right? That trill. Resolve it to the E on the 7th fret A string. Kind of slide that off. Then get your low E going again right away. Now here's where we go. So here we go with the 5, 3, 5. 2 open E's, and then 4, 2, 4. And then we're going to play this quickly. Okay, so that's the second leg. And this starts on the G string. 4, 5, 4. 7 on the D. 4, 5, 4 on the G. This is a hammer pull. 7D, sorry. Back to 4G. 7, 5, 4 on the D, pull off. Resolve to E again on the 7th fret on the A string. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Back to this, 5, 3, 5. Okay, and then now we're just going to hold that, and then the trills come in to start going up the neck. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me play the whole thing one more time at a slow tempo. Okay, and notice I'm doing all downstrokes on the E string there to get a heavier chug. And you'll have the tab to refer to, so hopefully all that makes sense. To me, that's kind of like the prelude to the actual solo here. Now we're going to start doing this trill all the way up the neck. Okay, here's a long one. So on the trills, what's going on is really quick, you're moving between 2 frets, hammering on with the index and the middle, although up here, when I get up here, I'm starting to change to the index and the ring on a couple of these, and you'll see why. But regardless of that, it's going between 2 notes, and these are all from the E harmonic minor scale, or you could think of it as B Phrygian dominant, since we're playing a B chord right here. But in either case, it's the same notes. So we're going to go 1st fret, 2nd fret on the D string, move that up to 4 and 5 on the D. Then we're going to go to the G string, 4 and 5. G string or B string 4 and 5. 7 and 8 on the B. 7 and 8 on the high E. 11 and 12 on the high E. Now, to keep going with the scale, we're going to need to change a couple of the notes, so the fingering changes. So we're going to go 12, 14 on the high E, 14, 15 high E, 15, 17 high E, 17, 19 high E. Then we'll do a little turnaround at the top there, but let's get that far. So. So at the very top, right when we get to the 17 and 19, after that trill, we're going to go, I go 19, 20, 19, 17, and then from 17 to 19, and then 15, 19, 14, 19, and 17 on the B string, which is the root. So that whole run. Okay, and that's the best. I've seen people finger this differently. In other words, they're putting this over here. Doesn't really matter if you'd rather play these notes in a different place. Totally cool. But this seems to work really well for me, and it makes sense starting low and then moving up high like that. Plus, it looks really cool because you're covering a lot of ground, right? All right, so now once we get this done, we're gonna start on this little E minor arpeggio here. I say E minor arpeggio. The first part of this is E minor. The little E minor triad here. We're playing out of that and then playing some notes around it. So it starts out like this. That's 9 on the G, 8 B, 7 high E, 8 on the high E. Then a quick trill between 7 and 8. Actually, it's just a hammer pull, not a trill. 10 B, back to 7 high E, and then up to 10 on the high E. And then we're going to play down to 8, 7 on the high E. Okay, so. And then we're going to play 8, 7 high E, pull off. 10 B, high E 7, back to 10 B. Pull off from 8 to 7 on the B. 9, 8 on the G. It ends with that. Hopefully I said that right. Make sure you check with your tab to verify the tab is correct. Okay, and that's where you're going to add a lot of vibrato there on the 8th fret. Notice the rhythm of this also. That makes it sound cool, so pay attention to that. Okay, from 8th fret all the way up to 14 on the G, all the way up to 20. So 20 all on the G string that we're going to play. That's 22, 20, 19 on the high E. Okay, now comes the fast runs. So the first one is play 19 twice on the high E, pull off from 22 to 20, back to 19 on the high E. 22B, back to 19 high E, pull off 22, 20, 19 on the B. Now we're going to go to position shift, 16, 17 on the G string, 16, so hammer pull. Similar shape, right? We're just moving this down an octave, so 16, 17, 16 on the G, 19 on the D, back to 16 on the G, and then 19, 17, 16 D, so like that. So now we're going to move to 14 and 15. Just move this down 2 frets, still on the D string. We're going to go. Okay, and this run is 14, 15, 14D, 17A, 14 on the D, 17 on the A. So from here, pull off to 14, but then hammer right back on like this. 15, 17 on the A, and then 14, 15, 14 on the D. Then you're going to come right down the scale. 17, 15, 14 on the A and the low E. Here's that whole run. Okay, so here it is from the top. Play this. You're just going to hammer on from 14 to 15 to 17, low E, and then play 14 on the A string, and then right back down 17, 15, 14 on the low E. Okay, so here's all that. Let's go from here. Okay, now we get into some of the little bit unusual parts. This comes in right before the beat, this next lick. And so we're going to play... Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the B string here. We're going to play this. And this is... right before the downbeat of the next bar. So you just went right before that next downbeat, you're going to start in. Now, I will say on the demonstration video, I think I came in just a little bit early, which made me have to drag out the lick a little bit. So if something sounds a little off there, that's what happened. But the notes are correct. So it's 12, 13, 15, 13, 15. And then 10, 12, 10, all on the high E. Then go to the B and play 13, 12, 10. Then we're going to play 7, 8, 10 on the B. And 7, 8, 10 on the high E. And these are 16th note triplets here. Up to 12. This is where we're going to start using the open high E string. So this is 12 on the high E, followed by 3 open high E's, 10 with 3 opens, 8 with 3 opens, 7 with 3 opens. All that together. Okay, and my best advice on getting this to feel right is to just kind of realize that you're cramming the notes in there. They don't fit perfectly in rhythmic groupings, so you're kind of cramming the notes in there so that they come out at the right time. Now, I have no idea what was in Randy's mind when he was playing this, or how he was feeling the rhythm of this. But for me, this is a little bit of the awkward spot in the solo. And this one's a little more straightforward, almost like an Yngwie lick. You're gonna go 5-7-5, so hammer on 5-7-5 on the high E, 8th fret B, 5th fret high E, then pull off from 8-7 to 5 on the B, and then we're going to play 7G, 5B, and we're going to pull off 7-5-4 on the G, 7-5-4 on the D, and then 7 on the A string. So all that together. We're going to play 4G here. This kind of gets us out of that lick. 4G, 7D, 5D, 4D. And then we're going to come back to this. Alright, actually it doesn't go to that chord at all. I was thinking of the beginning. But it does start on that again. So let's end this and then we'll get to the next part. Alright, if you've made it this far, congratulations, we're almost done. Okay, so we're going to start again, coming out of the... All I'm doing here is hitting the low E and the 7th fret together. You could just play like a E5 power chord here. But in any case, we're going to go between this. I'm playing a little bit different on this in the beginning. It's 5-7 on the A, then the trill on 4-5 on the D, and then 7 again. This time go 5-7A, 4-5 on the G, back to 7 on the A. So and that's 4-5 on the D. Now from here we're going to go 6-7A, 4-5-4 on the D. So let me play this again. How we let me play it from here and how we get out of that, all slow. Okay, 6-7 on the A. Okay, the way I'm playing this last part, it's playing, it has a little melody. It follows, you can do this just with single notes or play chords. But there's a lot of different ways you could do this, and I've heard people do this different ways. So what I was doing on the demonstration is open E and then play an E5 power chord and then do this. 7, 9, 10, 9. And then 9, 10 on the A, 7 on the D, 10 on the A. So then I'm playing 10A, and then I'm going 10A and then 7, 7D, 9D, 10D, back to 9D, slide up to 13D, 16, kind of following a diminished arpeggio there. Kind of like that. And I'm just doing that twice. So then to end it, I'm going B. These are all power chords on the 5th and 4th strings. B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, 5 bomb. Or if you don't have a tremolo, bend your neck and hope it doesn't break in half. All right, so that is my rendition of Revelation Mother Earth. Like I said, I believe it's very accurate and very close, and I think it's something that you all can work on regardless of if you're in that intermediate range of guitar player. Definitely it's something you can take on and just start working it up. Just work on all those trills, try to get everything smooth, and then connect all the parts together. If you're advanced, you'll probably get this together fairly quickly, but maybe you're like me and you're just like, well, that's a lot to deal with, a lot to learn. So my goal here was to just play it accurately and have fun with it, and teach it in a way that's digestible and kind of takes the overwhelming feeling away from it. So hopefully I accomplished my goal. Hope you have fun with this. Make sure and grab the tab down below and the free sweep picking guide, and I'll see you next time. Rock on.